Hello, Leo. How you doing? Here's your horoscope for August 2020. Communicative Mercury leaves shy Cancer and enters your dramatic sign on August 4th. So here come the embellishments and exaggerations. You don't exactly lie, but you love to emphasize the most dramatic parts of every story now. You give some pretty impressive compliments now as well, even if they are slightly exaggerated. Loving Venus pairs up with carrying Cancer on the 7th, giving you time to focus on your private family life. Nothing is as important as the people closest to you now, and you work overtime to make sure they're well taken care of. Your favorite activities are playing games at home with the kids and making a comfortable meal for your partner. August 15th marks the date that experimental Uranus goes retrograde in traditional Taurus. And for the next 5 months, you will have plenty of time to figure out what has held you back this year and how to keep that from happening in the future. Do you place too many restrictions on yourself, or do others do it for you? There's a new moon in your dramatic sign on the 18th that should give you an optimistic look about what's to come in the near future. If you've put in the work, you should see some rewards and recognition coming your way. There's nothing you like better than receiving a pat on the back or a standing ovation for your efforts. Egyptian guidance on spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspects of the self for Leo in August of 2020. Ten of Wands for your spiritual. Queen of Chalices for your intellectual. Eight of Pentacles or coins for your physical. Five of Chalices for your social. And King of Swords for your emotional. The Ten of Wands from this deck is referencing the crown of Osiris being turned upside down, overturned Jed, and symbolizes the loss of power from the defeat of Set. And on the positive reflection or reference to this card, it is uncertain victory, illusory or momentary success, oppression, overtiredness, and the negative is uncertainty, contrariness, difficulty, intrigues. So, as you can see here, there's 10 wands, crowns upside down. The wands have a hook, and some are upside. Well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are upside down, and 4 are right side up. So there's outnumbered. You know, your spiritual aspect of yourself seems to be, because you're Leo, the crown is upside down. Maybe you're not as spiritual as you think. Maybe there's a lot more that you need to learn and research and understand further about how we're transitioning out of the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, and the old energy of what astrology means is not the same as it is going into the age of Aquarius. You know, it's similar, but you can't reference old energies and old things that have happened in a new age from a different age. You have to correlate better to what age of Aquarius means rather than going off of what you know about age of Pisces astrology history. And before that was the age of Aries. So I mean, you gotta understand BC, the first 2,500 BC years or 26 or whatever it is. For age of Aries, They worship the bull. They worship, goat, or they sacrifice goat. I mean, I don't know. You just got to look further into it. Like, there was constant war and conflict. Well, you can say, oh, that hasn't changed much in the age of Pisces. And it's like, well, maybe it actually kind of did, because it's not like we're, surviving in these harsh conditions of always having to fight something. There's plenty of times where we're not on our toes about things, and we don't have to be on the lookout all the time. In the age of Pisces, the Renaissance times, there's a lot of things that even the Dark Ages, people weren't necessarily every moment of their life worried about conflict on the horizon. So what I'm getting at is this kind of is a symbolic, metaphoric understanding what this card is telling you about your spiritual aspect of yourself in August. Maybe you're seeing things in the wrong perspective, and it's going to lead you into a circumstance that Set had to deal with, even though he thought he was victorious, or he had all these virtues. He may be on the wrong side of history. So just keep that in mind, and we'll see further into what other cards come up. The Queen of Chalices here references a queen offering up her chalice to, Isis or some deity, and holding on to the amulet of life here. And to me, this is saying she's holding up her emotions to whatever, the universe, whatever you believe in, God, and holding on to life at the same time. So she's not ready to let go and just be like, here's all my emotions. She's holding on to life as well. So this is, referencing positive of sincere friend, wife, a faithful fiance, foresight, sensitivity, wisdom. Negative aspect, women of equivocal character, vice, dishonor. So this is telling us that you're thinking about, hey, I'm venting, or I'm opening up my emotions for the universe to take care of, or being a good friend and to those you care about, whoever you're thinking about, what you're thinking about in life in August, referencing more of the same kind of energies that are symbolic of, you got flowers here for life, and then the waters, her crown, her robe. It's just, she's being immaculate in how she is. This is what I'm holding on to, but I'm willing to offer you this. And this is what you're thinking about. Your intellectual aspect of yourself is right here in this picture. The Eight of Pentacles is showing you what they say, a palm tree. And it's like supports palaces, or gives that beauty for the garden, or the outside area of the empire. Symbol of victory, ascension, regeneration, immortality. Positive reference, stability, recognition of professional skills, manual and commercial ability. Negative is vanity, cupidity, usury, search for easy gains. This is in the physical aspect of yourself. So this is telling me that you're doing the physical nurturing of yourself through whatever needs. The tree will find and grow its roots through and however it needs to get what it needs for nurturing, right? So that you're strong and sturdy in your physical aspect of yourself. No matter what you look like or you feel like, you're confident, you're strong as a palm tree growing in the gardens of the palace or the temple or whatever. But be careful of whose toes you're stepping on, or who you may be neglecting in the physical aspect of yourself. Maybe you're neglecting the physical aspect of yourself and getting water from the sewers. because that's the only water you can get to, and you need to replant yourself somewhere else. But the physical aspect of yourself looks like it's pretty good. Just make sure you're mindful and connect to the intellectual and social aspect of yourself. The Five of Chalices is saying Shin's eye, representative of the sun's orbit, or the vital cycles placed under Ra's protection. And the eye of Ra is there. Positive reference, occult protection, positive change, seasonal cycles, natural order. Negative is moment of transition, difficulty, foreseeable problems. So with your social aspect of yourself, it's referencing your third eye, your instincts, your gut feelings, and keeping your emotions in harmony with that. Don't let it get out of whack, out of balance. If you can see here, if you balance these cups upright like this on top of each other, they could stand, but they could easily fall over if someone knocks the table or ran into them, right? So you got to be careful who is in your social circle with not letting them affect your emotions to where the cups fall over. So just be careful with your social aspect of yourself in August. The King of Swords here is being implemented as the Lord of War out of this deck. So he's a sovereign raising his sword on the high and showing his military power. Positive, magistrate, politician who imposes his authority. Legal actions, ideological battle. Negative aspects, difficulty with an overbearing man, security to pay, loss of a case. And this is being in your emotional aspect of yourself. I would consider who you may be, because it does reference the Five of Chalices in your social aspect, who you may be cutting out or cutting into or cutting off in emotional sense, being like, yeah, whatever, I don't care, when you should care. Maybe you should take some contemplation of your heart, referencing those you may be cutting out. Don't be so cold-hearted, possibly, as far as, I don't got time for that. Maybe you need to take a little time out for that. In August, also references the Ten of Wands in your spiritual aspect with what was said there. Cosmic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Leo in August of 2020. Spiritual, we have Temperance. Intellectual, Seven of Swords. Physical, Ace of Wands. Social, Five of Wands. And emotional, Four of Swords. The Temperance here is referencing for being in the spiritual, letting the cosmos guide you, divine timing, getting the balance or washing away the things that need to be washed away, referencing mental equilibrium, the middle way, improvement, rejuvenation, moderation, temperance, patience, accommodation, bringing people together, a matchmaker, management, fusion, inability to work with others, or carelessness. To me, these two cards put together represent the Hanged Man. The crown is upside down, and the Temperance giving you that insight of it's going to be taken care of as long as you let go and go with the flow. For you in August, you're getting a new perspective with being your crown being upside down, and you got to let Temperance take care of it. Balance, beauty. Even though there's clouds blocking your sun, the sun will come show again, right? So let Temperance do its work. The Seven of Swords out of this deck is referencing uselessness, vain effort, inconstant behavior, tolerance, unclear intentions, advice, new plans, wishes, consciously defining a goal. And with the combination of the Queen of Chalices, with the moon here, getting that High Priestess energy, I mean, you've got a lot to embrace with your, because she is representing wisdom. So wisdom references the experience that you have, and she's kind of like walking away from the words or the swords. Maybe you're kind of fed up with people telling you things that aren't positive or aren't really helping or aren't beneficial or behaving in those ways. And you're like, I'm done, I'm going on, I got this over here going on for me, I gotta take care of this, I offer up my emotions about this and move forward, okay, and hang on to life and use my experience to guide me. That's what you're thinking about, Leo, in August. The Ace of Wands in this deck references origin, source, inheritance, self-realization, creation, beginning, invention, enterprise, birth of a child, male fertility, an adventure, false start, cancellation, blind power. And the Ace of Wands here is showing darkness and then getting this creative brilliance that you have, and it references talking about without stumbling in the dark, you don't experience the creativity that you may need to create. But this has to do with the physical self. And with the palm tree and the Eight of Coins and then the Ace of Wands, whatever you're struggling with physically, whether it be I can't go out and do what I need to do because of a situation that we're all in, or whatever it may be, your personal, you know better than anyone about your physical aspect of yourself, what it needs to do is realize that everything is meant to be to help you get this creative brilliance or that divine spark connection to go boom. Oh, this is what, and so you're gonna have insight on how to get that physical aspect of yourself aligned to what you need to continue growing that palm tree and you don't die. Not physically die, but like, or how go through a drought. Let's say that you can't find water and it starts to show withering and you need water. So you're stumbling maybe physically with the things you maybe usually do in the summer, and that's what's going to help you create some kind of new spark of maybe I should buy some exercise equipment that or something that has to do with me not having to go to what I usually do. Maybe you create a new sport or get into a new sport or just do some whatever physical things you may need. And this also references the material aspect of yourself. So this may have to just do with material, um, what you do in your shed or your garage or, like hobbies and stuff. Getting a new hobby possibly. So there's something here going on in the physical aspect that you need to pay attention to, okay? Because you're a palm tree that needs to keep getting the water. And I know water references emotion, but you're emotionally attached to your physical self, Leo, and it makes you feel more confident and better about yourself when you have it aligned, or you're in good health, or you're doing something rather than not doing something. So don't sit in that, oh man, this is BS, I can't do what I usually do. Well, get something new, do something new you haven't done before. With the Five of Wands here, it references strife, violence, war, confrontation, argument, support, concentrated energy push, struggle, labor, escalating conflicts, complexity, blockade, dilution of efforts, images of violence and influences dangerous, especially to children. And what came to mind for me with this Five of Wands was there's two guys duking it out with wands in a circle. Now, this looks to me kind of like training, like learning or refining their skills, getting better at conflict. So, the Five of Chalices and the Five of Wands, you may have moments of give and take, with seem confrontation or confliction with your friends or family or your social aspect of yourself or your empire or whatever, and you need to see it as a refining your skills and not blow up, not let the cups of water fall over, not let your emotions get the best of you. And it's okay. You're getting better at it. Social conflict isn't necessarily always oh, I hate fighting, or I hate social conflict. I don't ever want to see you getting like, hey, it's all good. We were venting, we were letting things give and take, and we were getting better. Good job winning or losing or whatever. The conflict that may have arose or may be bringing up in August. And so just see the blessing in disguise. Four of Swords from this deck references truce, alliance, peace talks, calm after a conflict, interval, retreat, agreement, concentration, mental work, mental challenges, respite, rest after illness, repose, replenishment, solitude, exile. And what came to mind when I saw this was referencing back to the social aspect of, they may have had an argument, but they're still able to sit together and with their swords down. And the swords represent words. King of Swords here. You need to be able to sit with your people and not be on a throne being like, do what I tell you. Like, hey, homie, or friend, let's talk this out. Let's work it together, even though you may be in a place of control, or it's your business, your empire, your family, your house. You need to sit down and have this kind of moments through August with those you care, or those who are closest to you, or those who are on your mind, or those who are in your empire, or those who are part of your empire, whether they're buying or selling or whatever, because those who buy from you or get from you are part of your empire, even though you may say it, no, they're just from another empire that are where I'm trading. No, when business is done, whoever's in that business is part of that business. Okay, it's one of the business rules you gotta learn. They say customer's always right, not necessarily, but they are part of the business, right? So that's what I'm getting at. Don't be a King of Swords type of manager or whatever it is that you're doing and cutting them off and be like, nope, nope, sorry, you can't have that extra slice of cheese without paying another quarter or 50 cents. That's ridiculous, right? Maybe you need to be a little more, okay, but if they do it all the time, every day, then that's something different. But I'm just talking about, instances, moments in time. So get together, be a little harmonious with your social aspect. That's probably what the Temperance is all about too, and the Ten of Wands. Your crown is upside down. You may be tempted to cut people away, and you shouldn't. Universal fantasy, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Leo in August of 2020. Spiritual, the Hangman. Didn't I say that? I did. Intellectual, Ace of Wands. Physical, Seven of Wands. Social, Queen of Wands. Emotional, Queen of Cups. A bunch of wands and cups. The Hangman references seeing things, or searching for something having to do with resources. Will also find negative things or the worst of things. So the crown upside down tends to show a little cynicism or focusing on the negative too much. The Hangman is telling you, hey, getting that new perspective. You may be looking at, hey, I'm about to fall. Okay, hanging onto a rope here by this bird. He's looking up, but if he enjoyed the view, the bird is going to take care of him, catch him. Even if the rope falls, the bird will catch him. Okay, but this is the divine the universe, the cosmos, saying, hey, don't worry about it, because the more you struggle, the harder it is for me to help you, or to carry you, or fly you to where you need to be. And this is where temperance comes in. Let that wash away. Let the age of Aquarius take care of what needs to be taken care of. Don't reference the old energy so much as being a foundation of your power. Okay? We're into new energy coming up after these 5 months. So this starts in August for you, telling you how to get there through temperance and seeing things from the Hanged Man's position. The Ace of Wands from this deck is referencing trusting your intuition more than logic, being in tune with the instincts of the nature, like animals are, and knowing by listening to the planet. And then the Seven of Swords telling you that when you're cutting away or getting away from the words or the things that are in the past or that are currently bothering you, when you're going away from it, you need to trust your instincts and not go with logic, because that's what she's doing. She's leaving logic behind. That's what swords represent. And then you have the Queen of Cups here, with wisdom, your experiences, handing up that cup of emotions, offering it up, being a little honest with everything. So, and also you have the Ace of Wands in your physical aspect, so this is directly connecting to the physical aspect mostly, but still helps you in your spiritual aspect as well, because they're connected. So Ace of Wands in both intellectual and physical. So maybe a little more egotistical about how you think because of your physical aspect of yourself. Seven of Wands is telling you to defend that which you believe in. It's kind of like David and Goliath story, or moral of the story kind of. Seven of Wands here out of this deck. And then you have the Ace of Wands, divine connection, divine spark in the dark, getting that creative brilliance going. You're the palm tree sitting there with the Ace of Wands. They're both wood, even though Eight of Pentacles is earth and Wands is fire. You are fire, Leo. You have the passion, the desires, and the willpower to be that David versus Goliath. Okay? You may be told, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, and you're like, I do this every year. What the heck? It's like telling you not to be you, right? Well, get your creative brilliance going and add a new aspect of yourself and your physical self. Material aspect of yourself. Whatever it is, whether it's material, like finances, or connections with action, is really what this is about. And go out there. Don't remember, the intellectual said, don't let logical prevent you from going towards something that seems like you can't do that. So I'm not telling you to break the law, but I'm telling you, with your creative brilliance, you can think of how to deal with the Goliath here. The Queen of Wands references authority and self-confidence can be acquired with harmony with those around you. See the tiger. She's all... So this is divine feminine, telling you to be in tune with the physical aspect of the nature, and it all is 360 right now with this. You may be having confrontation or conflicts in August that may want to tip those cups of emotions over, but keep yourself in check, in harmony, in balance, and understand this is a blessings in disguise to refine your social aspect of yourself. Queen of Cups here is referencing people who take good use of your affection, and those who take advantage of it and don't deserve it or don't reciprocate it. So it's like being aware of this. She's like, I know who deserves my affection, who doesn't. And then That is referencing the aspect of this harmonious sit down together King of Swords combination of maybe there are those who need to get cut and maybe those who aren't, but you need to do it in the diplomatic kind of way. So you got to be a good diplomat between the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups in this manner with the swords put down. Sacred activations for Leo in August of 2020. Alchemy. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. Alchemy usually refers to the process of transforming matter, particularly that from metal into gold. In a more esoteric sense, alchemy has been associated with magical transformations that have to do with longevity. Magic is as real as we allow ourselves to believe. Whether we aim to transform metal into gold or wish to find the secret to life itself, the immortality of the soul, when we access the mysterious, subtle, and often undefined parts of ourselves that light us up, we get a taste of real magic. Love is one of the greatest, most mysterious, and magical energies in the universe. When love comes to us and we open our hearts to welcome it, in true alchemy, we can work its magic on every aspect of our being. In tantric traditions, it is believed that when two people merge through not only their physical bodies but with all the energetic aspects of themselves aligned as well, they can reach states of consciousness that have powerful, rejuvenating effects and can even open the door to immortality. These heightened states of consciousness can also be achieved by a single individual. The key, either way, is the intentional, directed, deep state of love that merges all dualistic aspects, the masculine and the feminine, with others and ultimately within ourselves. The alchemy image shows how one becomes two, or is it the other way around? From the center or source, spin the two aspects of masculine, left circle with the upward triangle, and feminine, right circle with the downward triangle, representing the dualistic world of the physical plane. The bright orange represents the color of our sacral chakra, which is linked to our sexuality, our connection with others, and its freeing effect on the body and mind. Purple and violet represent our connection to the higher realms and source, indicating that our consciousness is as much part of the merging as our physical bodies are. The large triangles refer to the union between the masculine and the feminine, where the upward triangle represents the masculine and the downward one the feminine. Number 6 circles light sources represents harmony, love, and balance. So when I'll show you this card, and all the things I reference are in that card, are in that image. Keepers of the light. Who has a message for Leo in August of 2020? Lady Venus. Downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Lady Venus is the twin flame of Sanat Kumara and is said to reside on the astral realm surrounding the planet Venus. The light beings of Venus, known as Venusians, are now coming to light workers on Earth to help them with their connections, understanding, and capacity to share divine love. Lady Venus is a wonderful keeper of the light to call on when you are trying to forge a connection with the heavens, or finding it difficult to understand the signs, symbols, and guidance that are being sent to you physically or through meditation. She also allows us to connect with our focus on particular energies so we can understand them more. If you are studying a spiritual subject at this time, call on Lady Venus to help you. Hearing high-pitched noises, seeing flickers of light, and having the sense that beings are visiting you in your sleep are all signs that you are receiving downloads from heaven. Whenever this is happening, spend some time in contemplation so that you can ask the universe what you really need to know. This card also represents downloads of information being received by your mind. Know that the universe sees you as capable of holding soul-centered information that will help you and others reach a new level of understanding. Which dragon has a message for Leo in August of 2020? Gold and silver violet flame dragon. Transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. It is time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offers service under grace. Fifth dimensional gold and silver violet flame dragons are powerful alchemists. When they come to us, they transmute the old and allow magic and wonder to be revealed in its place. These glorious dragons work with Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain, the Lord of Civilization, and automatically links us to them when we call them in. Saint Germain was a great magician and dragon master. When we speak his name, a great light touches us. Archangel Zadkiel too illuminates us and the dragons when we call him in. The dragons then surround us in gold, silver, and violet flames of wisdom, grace, and transmutation. The violet flames transmute the old and raise the frequency to a higher level. The silver ones bring in divine feminine grace, and the gold ones saturate us with wisdom. Guidance. This card suggests it is time to let go of an aspect of your life that is no longer serving you. Ask the gold and silver violet flame dragons to clear the thought of it totally from your energy field. Sense or feel them etherically burning up the old. Then ask them to replace it with new and joyful possibilities that come to you at a higher frequency. When you connect with these dragons, you have a wonderful opportunity to opportunity for service work. You can send them under the law of grace to any person or place that needs transformation. Remember, you will also be working with Saint Germain and Archangel Zadkiel, who will illuminate you. So take a few moments now to direct these dragons to heal people, places, situations in the world. Sacred power for Leo in August of 2020. Sound. Move to your own rhythm. Express yourself creatively. Sound is a form of energy which resonates deep within our soul. It can inspire us to go beyond expectations, or it can assist us through times of sadness, moving us on a deep emotional level and transcending individuals, groups, communities, and cultures. From the beginning, our mother's heartbeat had the potential to soothe, calm, and settle us within the womb. Music is a consistent factor in our life. Most of us listen to some form of music every day. As a powerful medicine, music supports relaxation, communication, healing, and enjoyment. Sound can energize or relax you. It can support you through bad times or inspire you to move beyond your own limits. Music is the universal language of the soul. It inspires and aligns itself with its own style. What does yours say about you? What are the words you repeat out loud and use within your inner voice? Does this accurately represent you or your soul? Music identifies mood, so pay attention. Right now you are heavily influenced by music. Lyrics are powerful. Words spoken and heard with repetition impact the psyche. You're being encouraged to evaluate your choice of communication with yourself and others. What and who are you choosing to listen to? Much like life, music is organized chaos. It can either be beautiful or a potential disaster. It is time now to organize your life. Set future goals and plans to support a positive lifestyle. Assess your voice and your tone with others. You are miscommunicating your emotion, or are you miscommunicating your emotions to your partner, children, family, friends, or work colleagues? Education and learning new skills is possible now when you are open to creative methods and are bringing new life to projects and career options. Stagnant energy can be transmuted easily through artistic and musical expression. Sketch, draw, paint, sing, dance, or play an instrument to support creativity and breathe new life into old energy. Affirmation: I listen to create power within me. I resonate with the beat of the universe. Isis, your message for Leo in August of 2020. Queen of Heaven. Blessing from the Divine Empress of the Skies. The Queen of Heaven, the Divine Empress of the Skies, acknowledges your feminine authority now. As a man or as a woman, you have a path of spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom into the world. The Oracle of the Queen of Heaven is a confirmation of your feminine leadership and spiritual authority, whether in male or female body this lifetime. Isis means throne. And in her presence and blessing as Divine Empress of the Skies, she offers initiates of the light, men and women, great feminine spiritual power. Feminine spiritual authority occurs when power is tempered with mercy, wisdom, compassion, and love. It is inspired spiritual leadership through the heart and a model of power and authority that is based in empowerment rather than force or control. Isis, Queen of Heaven, calls you to ascend to the throne of feminine leadership within your own being, that you may fulfill your life mission and serve the divine feminine on this planet from a place of inner spiritual authority. This oracle is confirmation to step forward in leadership if you have been considering doing so. It might be in connection with others, especially if you also drew the card of divine sisterhood, but you are also to realize that you are a capable spiritual leader in your own right as you trust the divine feminine values within. This new model of power is not about assuming authority over another, but about living your truth and integrity and leading by authentic example. There is great power here and no false sense of responsibility for another, which could drain you and create dependency rather than growth in those you seek to empower through your leadership. You are encouraged to contemplate how you might step more fully into your own authority. Often this requires that we make peace with the authority figures in our life, past and present, and how we have experienced those relationships, whether as supportive, truthful, and empowering, or as disempowering, shaming, or perhaps minimizing or inflating of a sense of grandiosity. Healthy relationships with authority figures helps us recognize where we can learn and perhaps be mentored by another, and where we too can help others learn and grow. Through the eyes of the divine feminine, authority is not a question of hierarchy, with one more authoritative over another who has less authority. It is rather more like a circle of life where we all have different awareness, ability, and mastery to share with each other, together guiding each other into greater wholeness. Each of us with our own spiritual responsibility for our growth and our own capacity to help others to the degree that we are willing and able. Making peace in authority figures past and present often involves pulling back the unconscious projection of our own authority, divinity, and strength upon those persons, seeing them as belonging to ourselves and allowing the other to be more human. It may involve recognizing the gifts and the human failings of the authority figure and within ourselves in that moment, seeing the grace involved as two people with limited consciousness attempting a relationship. There will always be gifts and learning on both sides of the relationship. Allow the release of forgiveness that comes with compassion and the freedom that willingness to grow within brings, so that your relationship to authority within and externally can be healed and transformed. Wisdom of the Oracle, what is your message for Leo in August of 2020? Tick-Tock. Timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. When humans create time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to create the life you desire, so realize or release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. Relationship message. Love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's productive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its seasons. It's divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart. In perfect rhythm, isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. Prosperity message. Your prosperity is co-created by your endeavors as they occur in human-made time and the eternal efforts of your most important manifestation partner, Spirit, in a divine, measureless time. So keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive and make a commitment to remain in high vibration thoughts and feelings. If you heed the message of this card, it will seem as if you will align with your highest calling and your highest good in no time at all, like magic. So what's all the fuss about not having enough time? The prosperous life that is yours will never pass you by. Protection message. Have you been feeling as if the clock is ticking and gotten a little nervous that your dreams are taking too long to manifest? There's nothing to fear. You will never run out of time. For the important things, the miracles that are yours and yours alone can't be missed. Isn't that amazing? You're in such capable hands, with guides and angels hovering in the invisible spaces, ensuring that your journey will be filled with all sorts of goodies. Let your anxiety be gently dispelled by your faith. Spirit will never deny you your highest good. All is yours in divine, appropriate timing. You can relax. Cosmic message for Leo in August of 2020. Walk your truth. See your light and know your power. Have the courage to walk your truth. True empowerment comes from walking, living, and speaking your truth, having the courage to be guided by your heart and following your dreams. Don't be afraid to shine your magnificent light as a result of the opinions and judgments of others. Yes, you might be ridiculed, scorned, and your choices mocked with disapproval, but understand this, dear one. Others mock and criticize from a place of fear within them, a fear that keeps them trapped in a repetitious wheel of illusions. By breaking free and walking the true path of your heart, you step off the merry-go-round of cyclic pain and leave the ones who scorn behind. Don't be surprised when others do everything and anything to discourage you from walking this path of the heart. In time, those that ridiculed and judged you will be inspired by your courage and ability to stand strong. They will gravitate towards you like moths to a flame with hunger to know your secret. Your light will shine so bright that it will inspire others to find the courage within them to also follow their heart and true calling. By walking your truth, you connect to the highest powers of love and enter the amazing world of manifestation. Stand strong during this testing time and stay true to your heart. You are not alone during this process of having to defend your reasons and beliefs. Synchronistic events will bring you the right people and conditions to encourage you on this chosen path. You're being guided by the Holy Spirit of love, so stay strong, and a positive outcome is assured. Affirmation. I am guided by the universal spirit of love as I follow my heart in all that I do. Associate chakras: heart, throat.
White light, what is the message for Leo in August of 2020? Bastet of 174 hertz. Kitty, you are Leo, the kitty. And she is for you.
You've been moving so fast for so long that you're not realizing how wound up you've become. Gently unwind now to drop into a deeper, slower healing rhythm, and you will restore your body, mind, and soul. Things which seem too difficult right now shall soon seem very manageable and even pleasurable to accomplish. The Egyptian cat-headed goddess of dance, festivals, birth, healing, and sacred potions is known as Bastet. Her sacred cult was one of beauty, pleasure, and enjoyment. Worshipping her was not about ignoring the problems that are part of being alive. In fact, just as cats can see in the dark and are natural and skillful hunters, Bastet was often called upon for psychic protection from hidden negatives and to secure one's life force and enhance one's vitality. In her role as healer and creatrix of magical healing potions and sacred perfumes, she integrates healing with pleasure, relaxation, and an essential connection to the physical world of nature, including beautiful natural oils and jewels made with precious and semi-precious stones. Bastet shows us how to slow down and smell the roses while supplying their perfumed oil to our bodies and breathing in their high-frequency scent to protect and soothe the heart. She is the guardian of and guide into the sumptuous feminine paradise that brings healing, a willingness to connect to the earth and the body, and a capacity to experience sacred healing playfulness, exuberance, and natural states of joy. The healing frequency of 174 Hz is known as the pain relieving frequency, a natural anesthetic. It is a musical version of the similar low frequency purring of a cat. The cat's purr is considered medically therapeutic, as is 174 Hz. This frequency creates an experience of grounding and slowing down, and evokes deep healing for body and mind, providing love and peace to organs and tissues, strengthening your bones and your soul. The Oracle Bastet of 174 Hz asks you to slow down and take some time to heal, rest, relax, and enjoy your life. Then you can more effortlessly be a source of positive energy. We deal with issues far from effectively from a place of peace and relaxation than from stress. If you are interested in exploring any of the sacred arts of pleasure, including music and sound, food, touch, and massage, healing play, dance, celebration, and art, color therapy, or healing with crystals and oils, this oracle encourages you to do so. Such avenues are authentic and helpful for your soul healing. If you've been too hard on yourself, it's time to be kind. Question and heal any guilt or shame which have prevented you from enjoying the natural pleasures of your body. You are encouraged to enjoy life. Your delight can be a source of positive energy for yourself and others too. This life is a gift, and Bastet of 174 Hz reminds us that when we are moving too fast, we will miss out on much, including being present for and sharing ourselves with our loved ones. If an issue has been troubling you, this oracle brings guidance that there is an approach available that can reduce suffering and increase your feelings of happiness. Open your heart to the divine feminine for guidance and inspiration. Bastet is a portent of joy and celebration. Believe in the happiness and healing your heart can create and attract.
Star Seeds, what message do we have for Leo in August of 2020? The Cosmic Heart.
Devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. When you surrender to a state of devotion, you find yourself flowing with all of life. You're being called to refocus your attention deep within, to the intelligence of your own heart, to bow with deep reverence to your inner temple, to live your life in devotion to this place, to make your life one big moving prayer. Perhaps you felt a bit off kilter lately,
sensing that the potency of why you're doing this or doing things has gotten a little watered down or weak. Perhaps you've forgotten what made you start doing them in the first place. If so, this is your call to take a moment and reconnect with the truth at the very center of your heart, to get back to the essence of what you're about, to devote your life to what you care most about, to turn your gaze deep, 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 deep. There are seasons for harvesting and seasons for sowing. Right now, you're being called to plant your soul seeds and sing that to them with deep devotion, to feed them with the sweet waters of your own soul, to lose yourself in the potency of what it is that most expands your heart, to live your life according to what makes you come alive, rather than what everyone else thinks, to make your life one big moving prayer. Star Seed Soul Inquiry. How can you make your life a moving prayer? And that's your reading for August, Leo. Thanks for watching. Become a patron, please. Email me. Click the links below. See you next month.